Okay, the secret miracle. Two short stories we will read. One of them is and the absentees can hear me in YouTube, okay, or in Facebook. I will upload it and you will. The secret miracle, and this we will read two short stories by this famous writer Borges. One is South and another is the short secret miracle. We will try to have a look on this. It's a very fine short stories, okay, and the story is about a playwright whose name is Jaromir, and what's the spelling, exactly spelling? Hadik or Ladik? Ladik or Hadik? Hadik, who is living in Prague. And yeah, yeah. When it is occupied by Nazis, okay, during the Second World War in Prague, Czechoslovakia, is it the full name? Prague, Czechoslovakia, and that was occupied by Nazi. That means the Hitler's army. Okay, and this is the story of a writer, playwright, and the name of the writer is Jaromir Hadik. Hadik or Ladik or Hadik, we can say Hadik. And this writer, hey, listen the story. This writer was arrested by the Nazi army, okay, and charged with being Jews. Actually, we know that Nazis, that means Hitler army, they killed Jews, okay, many. So the complaint against this playwright that charged with being Jews, he said that the Nazi army said that you were involved in Jew, so you will be arrested, okay, and he said that yeah, just like Red Cross. As well as opposing the Angst and opposing the Angst class, that means a name of a person, most probably a great leader of Nazi, okay. And for this reason, Nazi army said that you will be sentenced to die by firing squad. You will be shot in the firing squad. Who? Our protagonist. Who is the protagonist? Jaromir Hadik. So what happened? Although he is the first experience simple terror at the prospect of death, Hadlik's main concern soon returns to his unfinished play. He was a playwright. The protagonist of this short story, the secret miracle, he is a playwright. So he is afraid of death, what might be happening in the life after death, but he was very much in tension that what will happen to his play. He has left a play unfinished. Who? Jaromir Hadik, okay, and he was caught and arrested by the Nazi army, and he will be.
But he is not concerned about that.
Yeah.
But he is not concerned about what's coming towards him. But he is much more concerned.
Actually, what happens? Actually, if anybody gets death sentence, he might be very afraid what is going in the life after death. Okay, but Hadik was not afraid of death. He was in tension. That means he has left a play unfinished.
He is concerned about his play.
Yeah.
What will happen to his play?
Okay, and the title of the play was Enemies. His previous work he feels to be unsatisfactory, and wants to complete this play. But he is executed, then he can't finish this play. It was one of his tension, and which he feels to be the one by which history will judge and vindicate him. Okay, that means he said that if he could write this play, then the world will remember him. Okay. And with 2 acts left to write and his death sentence to be carried out in a matter of days. However, it seems impossible that he could complete it in time. Among the several acts, 2 acts left unfinished. So he is in tension, and he thinks that yes, how you can finish this. Okay. On the last night before the death, Halik prays to God, requesting that he be granted 1 year in which to finish the play. Actually, he got his punishment 10 days earlier. Okay, and before the final day, he prayed to God that yes, if I could get chance to finish my unfinished writing, the enemies. He prayed to God. That night he dreams of going to the Clementium library, where one of the books contains God within a single letter on one of the pages. Okay, so in that night, what happened? In dreams, actually I have said that in Borges' writings that dreams will be there, labyrinth will be there, and many philosophy will be there, religion will be there. So here in these short stories, the protagonist, he went to the central library in dreams. Okay, and there he saw a book, the name of the book only titled God. Okay, within a single letter on the one of the page, which the old bitter librarian has been unable to find despite looking for most of his life, and the librarian couldn't find that book. Someone returns an altar to the library. Halik touches a letter on the map of India and hears a voice that says to him, "The time for your labor has been granted." So in dreams, he went to the central library for searching a book titled God. He couldn't get it, and in the dream he went to India, and there he got the approval. What's the approval? He prayed to God that God, if I might get some time to complete my play. And in the dream he got approval that yes, you have got, your prayer has been granted, you will get time to finish the play. The next day at the appointment time, 2 soldiers came for Hadlik, and he is taken outside, and the firing squad is lined up before him. Okay, firing squad at the time, many soldiers or many soldiers will be aiming the criminal or the condemned. Okay, and when the leader will say that fire, then they will fire at a time. Okay, the sergeant calls out the order to fire, and time stops. Everything is okay. At 9 a.m. the firing will be held. Everything is okay. Hadlik was taken to the firing squad. Okay, and the captain asked or commanded the soldiers that fire at 9, but all have been paralyzed. Soldiers fired, commander commanded to fire, but everything is paralyzed. And not only the soldiers, not only the bullets, not only the commander, all of the world were paralyzed, freezed. The entire world freezes, motionless, including Hadlik himself, standing in place before the firing square. He was also motionless. However, although he is completely paralyzed, he remains conscious. Okay, he was paralyzed, but
He was the only one person among them.
He has sense.
Was found.
he had sense. Halik had sense. Hadik has sense. But all were paralyzed. What happened to the other person? It is not told over here. Okay, but it is thought that the all other person were paralyzed. After a time, he understands God has granted him the time, and he requested. Okay, and for him, a year is subjective time will pass between the sergeant's order and the soldiers firing their rifles. Yes. Yes, and he also quoted from Quran. The short story is also started with quoting Quran. The short story has also started with the quotation from Quran. Okay, we will see the actual
একটা গল্প আছে, একজন হচ্ছে ঘুমাইছিল, প্রায় অনেকদিন পরে উঠে হচ্ছে সে দেখলে তার বাড়িটা রিপোর্ট করে পরে সে বলছে আমি কি ঘুম দিলাম, মনে হলো 1 ঘন্টা ঘুমাইছি।
Yeah, and there is an interpretation of dream. Actually, according to Sigmund Freud or other psychoanalytic critic, they say that every dream we dream, the length of dream, every dream will be 3 seconds. Okay, suppose you are dreaming 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but the duration of every dream is 3 seconds.
3 seconds?
Yeah, it is the interpretation of dream. Yeah, but everything that will be done in 3 seconds. So here, that was paralyzed. Dreams. Okay, so a year of the soldiers firing and the fires. Although no one else will realize that anything unusual has happened, they know everything. That is, except our protagonist. Yeah, no one knows. All are freezes. All is standing over here. World is standing over here. Everything is steady, but that is the secret miracle, and hence the secret miracle of the story title. Okay, so and working from the memory, Halik mentally writes, expands and edits his play. Working from the memory, with the help of his memory is conscious of Halik. Halik started to write the unfinished task of his play, shaping every details and notions to his satisfaction. Finally, after a year of labor, he completes it, and only a single epithet is left to be written, which he chooses, and time begins again. And the volley from the soldier's rifle kills him. That means commander ordered to fire, and the soldiers pushed the trigger. Okay, at the time, world paralyzed. Okay, and the world was paralyzed, and anybody couldn't move except Hadik. And he was conscious, and he started writing his unfinished job, and he did it. And when he finished his writing, the fire came to him and killed him. Okay, so within this, and he died in 9:02 minutes. That means within the 2 minutes, the world was paralyzed. Okay, and Halik's first emotion was simple terror. He reflected he wouldn't be and hanged and be captivated. And this is the this is about the secret miracle. The short story in brief.